after 32 years on the air, CBS cancels the Late Show franchise starting in fall of 2026. There are many ways to view this, but a lot of people think it's capitulation to the bully in chief. Some people think it's outright bribery. There are backroom dealings for Paramount to sell themselves to Skydance in a merger that in any normal situation would be handled with the FCC, but in a micromanaged administration where everything needs to go through the man in charge before anybody signs off on it, there was questions on whether or not they would be able to do it on the merit or the reality of it. So basically they paid the federal government $16 million to acquiesce for 60 Minutes' editing of, Paramount is, by the way, the editing of the Kamala Harris interview, because they said, well, on the teaser, she said this, and on the actual interview, she said this, which was a continuation of the same sentence. Mm-hmm. And they got lambasted for that, which was, according to anybody in the industry, any reporter, any editor, any director, any producer.
Yeah. As long as you don't say the exact opposite.
Correct. It was common practice. It was not out of the norm. And interestingly enough, nobody said boo when Fox News did the exact same thing with the Donald Trump interview.
Yep.
Exact same thing.
No.
Yes.
Don't say nobody said boo.
Oh, okay. Well, people said boo, but nobody's paying $16 million.
No, here's the difference.
Go ahead.
Nobody in power said boo.
Well, that's the problem.
You know why? Because the Democrats lost. If you're in power, you get the bitch.
Well,
and he's a bitcher.
Actually, if you're out of power, you get to bitch more because you're really pissed off.
No, you get the bitch, but it doesn't get.
They're not going to get you anywhere.
Exactly. Get to go anywhere.
You know,
so, but
there's no equity.
And that's the thing is he's got his finger in everything.
Yep.
He's got and that it is concerning because you can't run everything.
He tries.
And it's not going to work.
Right.
So and he
yeah.
But we're talking about Colbert, right?
Yeah, the Late Show after 20 years. But
I never really got into his show.
He's been a harsh critic of Donald Trump for years.
See, and that part doesn't bother me, but
right.
I mean,
that's also part of his shtick. It's part of his monologue.
I never really got into his show.
He wasn't so friendly to Joe Biden either.
No, he's
But
what was the guy who quit? Came back. It had Trevor in there for a little bit.
That was Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart.
Right, he's back on on Comedy Central on Monday.
See, I think Jon Stewart's actually funny.
Right.
Yes.
Colbert.
He get a little long-winded at times. He's a little full of himself too. I watch him on Mondays, and he's a little full of himself.
I definitely will say like the Late Show Colbert is definitely a different person or like a different personality than the Colbert Report personality. He was like portraying like after Jon Stewart's on Comedy Central though.
Right. He was playing a character there.
He absolutely
because he filled in for Stewart and then Trevor came in, right?
No.
Is that what it was?
No, that's not what happened. So basically, so Colbert was a correspondent on Jon Stewart's Daily Show.
He was a correspondent.
Then in 2005, he got his own show immediately after the Daily Show, the Colbert Report.
Okay.
Then when David Letterman retired, the Late Show, Stephen Colbert took over that.
Now CBS is claiming this is financial considerations. Has nothing to do with ratings because, by the way, it's the highest rated show in that time slot, I believe.
And it's against Fallon and Kimmel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's against the Jimmys.
Correct.
Yes.
Who, by the way, and I'm quoting here, Jimmy Kimmel is next, according to Donald Trump, came out and said that. So now he's going hunting for somebody else because all they do is they mock the shit out of him.
Please target The View instead. Why would you target Jimmy Kimmel?
Take out
The View. It's awful. It's been why.
I like Jimmy. Jimmy Fallon's my guy. Yeah. He's
a talented young man.
If I watch any of that stuff anymore, I mean, I was a Johnny Carson guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I liked Letterman before.
Mm-hmm.
He got a little too far out there,
and then touched that secretary too much. But
I have a feeling that Stephen Colbert will land on his feet someplace without a problem.
Does he really need to? I mean,
he made what his last contract was, $1 gajillion.
Yeah,
he's not hurting.
I was going to say, I mean, he's not like having to get a job at 7-Eleven or anything.
No, I don't think so.
So not that it's a problem working at 7-Eleven.
Right.
Okay, it's a little under where he's used to financially being.
David Letterman, before he was a weatherman, was actually a bag boy at a grocery store and takes great pride in his bagging skills.
I have great bagging skills
I
because
agree.
of my early days.
Yep.
So my Winn-Dixie days.
Yeah, it's all a matter of putting your squares on the corners and building it. Absolutely,
base.
absolutely.
Just like my pyramid, you got to have that base.
Yeah.
Did you go back and watch 2 Cents last week?
I did. Absolutely.
The
I told you about that. Yeah, I did. It was very good. It was very, you
originally said you watched it and you were quoting the one from 2 weeks ago.
No, the family pyramid.
Yeah, you were doing the empathy and effort or whatever.
Okay.
That one.
No, I watched the right one.
Yeah. So
I'm up to date in your 2 cents. Yeah, I was the one who said 2 cents plain, which I would need to explain to you people that aren't from Brooklyn.
No, I don't know what that is.
2 cents plain is seltzer.
It's seltzer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you go.
Why don't you just say seltzer?
Because it's 2 cents plain.
2 Cents plain. Is that what it's called there?
Well, it used to be for little old Jewish people when they would go into
pop and
No, you go into you can either get an egg cream, which has no egg in it, and are delicious. That's a variation of Yoo-hoo, except it does have milk, chocolate syrup, milk, and seltzer. Or you can just get a 2 cents plain.
2 cents plain.
Just a glass of seltzer.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 cents plain.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term.
Never heard that either.
Okay.
Well, you guys got to spend more time in Brooklyn.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
So
It's an interesting place, Brooklyn. It's a resurgence.
If the Dodgers come back.
Oh yeah, Evans Field, baby.
Yeah. Dodgers come back, I'll go.
Yeah.
So, all right.
And actually, a little bit of a tangent. They're actually speaking about like old baseball fields. MLB is actually planning on possibly doing like a polo ground style game where they basically like replicate like a mini polo grounds
on a football stadium or something.
I think it might be close to where the actual polo grounds was, and they might have the actual dimensions, but like a smaller audience for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, the Savannah Bananas are doing that right now. I mean, they're
filling stadiums.
They're filling up football stadiums, and like in left field, it's only like 225 feet.
They do have the netting up, so.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and Josh agrees. Please take the view. So, so late night. You think he's going after Kimmel next? He
said so much, but you can never tell what he says because he says everything. He's scattershot. He'll just spew shit and then forget about it, and people will hear it. Unfortunately,
but doesn't it give a guy like Kimmel more fuel for the fire?
Yes.
I mean, I know it did when Bill Maher was getting sued by him.
Right.
I mean, he just leaned into it and
yeah.
So,
absolutely. I don't think Jimmy Kimmel's going to back down from this at all.
Yeah.
At all. But it's interesting because the Writers Guild of America, which does, have writers on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, they're asking Trump's nemesis, Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York State, to weigh into it and launch a probe accusing Paramount of offering a bribe to the Trump administration for the Paramount-Sundance merger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and people, there are people with integrity out there that said, I can't conscience this anymore. The president of CBS News resigned. 60 Minutes producers resigned. I mean, the sad thing is people are fleeing the administration left and right, but it only feeds into his ability to replace them with loyalists, sycophants, and people who will, have no clue.
But if I'm there, and I know I'm different, if I'm like the guy at producer of 60 Minutes or whatever it is, I'm making them fire me. And I'm making them fire me because I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something that I feel is right no matter what he's doing because what's the statement? I can't even remember who made the statement. It's like, I'm going to treat you like a gentleman, not because you are, but because I am.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot.
I would lean into that and say I would still stay true to my roots, still do what I've been doing for like 30 years, however long the guy at 60 Minutes was there. I was disappointed he left.
Yeah.
I mean, and I understand pressures of the family and some of those things, but I would have been, I would have went out with my ass on fire.
Yeah.
Not graciously.
Well, they're just making it too easy on him.
Situation.
Everybody that's, look, all the people in the Pentagon that said enough of this guy's a moron running the Pentagon. We can't stand this. We're leaving. You're losing in institutional knowledge. You're losing professionalism. They're being replaced. I can't speak for how they're being replaced because maybe there'll be competent people coming in. It's a possibility. But, as far as the administration is concerned, I'm not talking about private industry like the news media, things like that. But there's a lot of sycophants in replacement there. I mean, they just switched out the woman who was...
you used the word sycophant like 3 times in this show.
Well, when you're dealing with Trump and his administration, that's all they are.
in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That is
Could be a
a
record.
sycophant every 5 minutes.
You know, well, they're falling out of trees in the administration. They can't say yes fast enough.
Yeah. So, but I mean, wouldn't you agree with me? I mean, yeah, I think you have that similar personality. Like,
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
I'm going to find something else. And, you know, when I left the county, I left on my terms.
Right.
Even though it was a mutual agreement. Me and my boss couldn't work together anymore.
Okay.
You know, and I don't understand people. Either it's a lack of confidence or a fear of not knowing what's around the corner.
I think that's a lot of it. Also, I think a lot of these people, it's their integrity in doing their job. And if they're going to be controlled by people that aren't the professionals in that department, like if they're not news producers or journalists and they're being told how to report or do their show, then it loses a lot of integrity. And a lot of people don't want their name attached to something that's going to be a less productive or a less accurate product. So, you know, I think that's a lot of it. But yeah, you know, come and get me, coppers.
Yeah, no.
I shouldn't say that because they know where I live.
Yeah.
Hi, Sheriff.
Yeah. They definitely know where I live.